morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning tea. I'm your girl, Alex Shipman, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host.
Good morning, everyone. I am Courtney Revolution. Welcome to the morning tea. Hey, Alex, how you doing today, girl?
I am doing well, Courtney. I'm excited to be back. It's Monday. It's still a little gloomy out, and of course, still dealing with this kind of fire, air, and climate that is so sad, but you know, we're getting through it, and I'm happy to hang out with the Tea Tribe this morning. Of course, let us know where you're watching from, as we like to hear every single morning. If you're new here, drop a little wave in the chat. We love our new Tea Tribe members. Courtney, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I wanted to ask you, Alex, before we even got into it, did you go to brunch this weekend at all, out of curiosity?
I did not go to brunch this weekend.
Good, Alex, because when you go outside, let me tell y'all, just to be honest, y'all know I am like the crazy person, the fear mongerer I've been called at this point in terms of staying in house and quarantining. So I left to go get curbside quesadillas. And I just to say, Alex, I was a little bit confused as I sped down the street with my mask on, wondering why, as I looked up to the grayish black sky filled with smoke, as to why I saw so many people sitting outside and having brunch and lunch and late dinners and all of that. What is going on, Alex Shipman?
Listen, I won't lie to you. I did have a dinner outside, but in the nighttime, I don't know, it felt different. The daytime, when you actually see it, you know, I can't lie to you, Courtney, but I didn't go to brunch. But I agree with you. It's not safe. The health, you know, guidelines are telling everyone to stay inside in addition to the virus with all of the fires going on. It's not healthy. So I hear you. It is a little crazy that people are taking the risk, but, you know, I guess they just need a little mimosa and omelet. I guess that's more important. But Courtney, before I tell you something, because I have a little surprise for you, I can't wait to let you know. But I just want to shout out some people in the chat that are coming from India. Oh, hello. Good morning. Maria saying, hello, my babies, Courtney and beautiful Alex. Hello, Maria. How are you doing? We have someone from Jamaica, from Manitoba, and Lauren, I think it might be, or Lore, has been watching since 2018. Wow. I haven't even been here that long, but that's Courtney's OG. Good morning from Arizona, Diana. Hello from Slovakia. Brittany says they like a little ash with their brunch, talking about the people that were outside. Too soon, Brittany, too soon. Wesley says it's outfits for me. Wesley likes our black on black today, this morning.
Yes, I'm here for it. Come on, girl.
Yes. Sierra Vista, Arizona. Ooh, wow. Belize. Barbara's coming from Brazil. Hey, from Chicago. Danielle. All right. Courtney, as the Tea Tribe still coming in, I have to tell you a little story that happened to me this weekend. So,
okay, what happened?
On Sunday morning, you know, for those that are sports fans, this weekend was the first NFL games. The games were back on for football fans. So, my boyfriend is a huge NFL fan, so he wanted to like stay put on the couch and watch all the games. But we had to get a little food before we started that. So we decided we're gonna get a little sandwich. There's this shop on the corner of where I live. It's like a local sandwich shop. I'm not gonna say the name because I need to tell you what happened. Walk over, throw on some comfy workout clothes, and just, you know, no makeup, head to the local sandwich shop. Gotta get it at 11 a.m. It's like there's a line every morning. It's that good, okay? I walk in, order my sandwich. He orders his sandwich. We're waiting, get a little chips, get a little Diet Coke to go with my sandwich. I stand there and I wait to go pick up my sandwich, and I turn to my right, and who do I see next to me ordering a sandwich, Courtney?
Girl,
Justin
who you see?
and Haley Baldwin. I am not making this up. Okay? We talk about this couple on this show, and the amount of times we daily, like, I couldn't believe, so I look over and I hit my boyfriend. I'm like, that's Justin Bieber. Like, that is Justin Bieber. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm not joking. That is Justin Bieber. So I look over, he's FaceTiming someone. So they have a sandwich there called the Godmother. He had never been. So he's asking on FaceTime to get. So I'm like here, like, I should recommend what's going on. Like, I got to get in on this, like, whatever. Let's say, he got his food, and then I realized on Instagram it's their 2-year anniversary. So in the show, all the food
girl, so I saw the photos, girl. Was they taking pictures outside when you came out at the sandwich place, girl? Because I was seeing all the photos of them this weekend doing the anniversary, girl.
Okay, so it's called Bay Cities is the shop. Now everyone's gonna go there, but literally they were in line getting their food, just like, you know, celebrities. They're just like us, and it was an A-list sighting this weekend. So I had to tell you. I didn't tell Courtney ahead of time because I had to tell him on the show.
Yeah, for real, I had no idea.
Like, I woke up, rolled out of bed, went to my local sandwich shop, and saw Justin Bieber and Hailey getting the sandwich and celebrating their anniversary. Now, I didn't say anything, okay? Because I know that's going to be the next question. I didn't want to, you know, I wanted to respect his privacy, so I didn't say anything. But inside, I wanted to say something. And we caught eyes. And I smized a little, and that was it. And no photos. Wanted to enjoy, but if I knew it was their anniversary ahead of time, I didn't know that. No one tipped me off because they didn't post anything on social media until after the fact. Maybe I would have said a little happy anniversary. But anyway, that's it. And I just wanted to tell you that news. So,
Alex, these are moments that are far and few between, and I just want to say that. I am so lucky that Alex Schiffman was the one that saw Justin Bieber in the sandwich shop. The reason why is because if you've watched the show for a really, really, really long time, I'm not going to be messy today, but if you've watched the show for a really long time, you know, Alex, sometimes I walk into a place, girl, and we done talked about somebody, girl, and they runs out, girl. They runs out. They leave, girl, take the money up on the counter and run out, girl. Is that Courtney? Is that kid that's always talking about me with the kitty cat glasses? Girl, they run out of the Cold Stone. Oops, I didn't spill the little tea. They run out of the Cold Stone, girl. So who knows, girl? I would have ruined his anniversary if he would have turned around and saw me sitting up there. Because you know me, girl. I got the mean face on, so I'd be in the line like,
right?
Who knows how it would have went, girl? So lucky it was Alex Schiffman that had the Bieber spotting.
So there was, you know, there's always that moment that's like, when you see that person, what are you going to say? And, you know, I think for me, obviously, like, hosting and interviewing, I think, like, because people are going to ask, why didn't you take a picture? First, I wanted to respect him. Obviously, working in this industry, you're a little jaded to seeing celebrities. And I don't get starstruck often, but I was pretty starstruck. And I know your feelings on him and all of that. Aside from that, that is a sighting. You know what I mean? My boyfriend's like, go take a picture. And I was like, my first picture I want to be with Bieber is me interviewing him on the Grammys red carpet, not like a no makeup selfie in the sandwich shop. You know what I mean?
My first picture with Bieber, can I tell you, Alex, this is what I want my first picture with Bieber to be. I want my first picture with Bieber to be him having me in a headlock for all of the awful things that I have said, even though I know for a fact that it does not bother him or Hailey or Scooter. I have that confirmation, not speculation. So I feel like Justin really might be down to actually put me in a headlock just for the photo op. And then I'll write like a really long dramatic thing about how Justin beat me up. And then write like, just kidding, to get everyone's like blood pressure up.
But honestly, like, you know, they were in the same outfits that I saw on social media. Like, I felt like I did like some like investigative reporting before it was even announced. Like, I could have broken that news that they were celebrating their 2-year anniversary. But at the end of the day, they're people. I want to respect them, and that's just what I did. So, will I regret that later? Probably. But right now, I'm cool with how I handled it, and I didn't really want to make it more than it was. There was like 10 people in the store. Some moms, this is the best part, some moms were like calling their daughters. Like the moms were more excited than anyone. It was great. It was great. Anyway.
That's fun, Alex. I love living here.
I know. It was such an LA moment. I mean, I've grown up here, so like, weirdly, I've had a lot of these kinds of moments, but this, I'm never going to forget this. This was a moment. So I had to share that with you. And now I have to share what we got on the show today, because We got a lot of tea to spill after that story time for you. We have a jam-packed show. Today we're talking about Chris Evans' awkward social media moment. This is kind of weird. We'll get into that. Taylor Swift announced that she's doing an exciting performance, somewhere she hasn't been in 7 years. Plus, Demi Lovato is dismissing some of those Selena Gomez rumors that have been circling her fiance for a while now. I know you talked about this on your Green Chair chat, Courtney. We're gonna spill on that also. Then we got a new music segment today, guys. So no more couples therapy for now. We're talking new music. Courtney and I both love music a lot, but we don't have a name just yet. So if you have a great name for our music spotlight, let us know in the chat. We love to hear all your advice and thoughts on what we should name it. So new music from Justin, Rihanna, and Miley Cyrus. We're also talking about what the Kardashians have been getting up to since the announcement with about keeping up with the Kardashians ending next year. Kim's clapping back at some haters about her new Skims maternity line. And finally, for our OMT, we're diving into some beauty YouTuber drama surrounding Selena and Rare Beauty and Patrick Starr. I don't know. There's a lot we have to unpack in this story, so we will get to it later in the show for our OMT, of course. But some good tea to spill this morning, Courtney. So are you ready for it?
Oh, girl, you know I'm ready. I got my brand new tea here, girl. I got organic peppermint, and I'm ready to spill. Bam.
Yeah. All right. So why don't we get into it? Let's pour up that hot water. Peppermint organic. You're getting a little early for the holidays, Courtney.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted something that wasn't green, but I wanted it to be caffeine free, and peppermint wakes me up, girl. I wanted to feel a little jolly.
Yeah. Cheers.
Let's go. Cheers. Bam.
Bam. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's it.
Yes. Okay, let's do this. Of course, we kick it off with You Missed It. And these are all the stories you may have missed or flown under your radar. Don't worry, we got it covered. But before we get into that, Courtney, you know, I think we need a little 5, 6, 7, 8.
Miss Mika, nice to meet ya. Miss Mika, she on Fleeka. Miss Mika, she loves the Tia, and we see ya. Miss Mika, go Mika, go Mika, go Mika. Happy Monday to Mika. It's always nice to meet you, and shout out to Nebraska.
Woohoo! All right, let's do this. Okay, so Chris Evans was trending on Twitter over the weekend after he accidentally shared a not safe for work screen recording to his Insta stories. So the story was a screen recording of a game of Heads Up Chris was playing with his family. However, at the end of the clip, Chris's camera roll can be seen with a black and white photo that is of, you know, his man part. So fans started going wild over the clip and photo. Even Chris's co-star, Mark Ruffalo, jumped in, tweeting at Chris Evans, bro. While Trump is in office, there is nothing you could possibly do to embarrass yourself. See, silver lining. Ooh. Little shade. As the weekend went on, a discussion about leaked nudes started to surface on social media, comparing the reaction to how fans have dealt with other leaked celebrity nudes. So Chris had supporters like flooding the hashtag with photos of him with puppies and other cute pics. Some users pointed out that when similar leaks have happened with female celebrities, the community reacted very differently. Now on Reddit, one user posted this, kind of showing the differences. So he says, fans everywhere then decided to flood his hashtag with wholesome photos of him with puppies and reminding people that Chris suffers from anxiety. This reaction was really sweet, and I'm proud of the internet. I can't imagine how mortified he was when he realized, and I hope this is making him feel better. However, this reminded me of when female celebrities like Jennifer Lawrence got their iCloud account hacked, which resulted in nude leaked, how people blamed her for taking nudes of herself on her own phone, and how she should expect to get hacked because she's a celebrity. So this just shows kind of another instance of fans treating male and female celebrities differently. Do you think that the reaction to Chris's leaked nudes will spur change within the community, how they react to like the invasion of privacy, Courtney, and just kind of this male and female comparison?
No, I don't think so at all. My question instantly, Alex, when I saw the photo in question, Was I didn't even think that it was his, not to be like graphic, but my question is like, how do y'all know that that is his? And that was the only thing that I focused on in terms of the story, like the entire weekend, was everyone was so caught up in like, this is Chris's, his eggplant, if you will. And I was like, are we sure? Like, are we sure that it is his own?
I mean,
I don't think it's going to change anything. To answer the question, I'm just curious if it actually is Chris Evans. That's all. That's just my
that's a
notion.
very, I think, of course, people are quick to judge that it is him and just assume that. But we don't know. We don't have any confirmation. We shouldn't have any confirmation. So, right? Like, it's all weird to me, but the fan reaction to it kind of filling the hashtag with puppies and all of that, that was interesting. Like, kind of a change of tune to normal reactions, don't you think? Do you think it's because
so. I think it's because I don't even know. I think it was because it was like a funny, goofy accident versus someone getting their phone leaked and hacked and all of that. There's a difference in situation, although I'm still not sure why people drag women for it. You're absolutely right. The reception was completely different. If that were Tana Mojo, like accidentally tweeting her boobs out, we would be dragging her from here all the way to Beijing. But we're not, because it's Chris Evans and he's Marvel and he's a man and he's beloved, etc., etc., etc. Like I said, I don't think it will change anything. My emphasis is still on, was it Chris Evans in the photo? Not being messy, just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very, very good point. We don't know. And I think Chris has since deleted it, of course. So I don't know if we'll ever get an answer, but it is interesting to note just the difference in how fans reacted to it, because that's just crazy. But maybe we'll get a confirmation soon, Courtney. I guess we'll just have to wait.
All right, girl, we can wait.
We do have a confirmation from Taylor Swift, because Swifties got a big surprise on Sunday night at the Academy of Country Music, or as the Academy of Country Music announced that Taylor will be performing her song Betty from the album Folklore, of course, during the show from the Grand Ole Opry House. I've been to the Grand Ole Opry. It's unbelievable. So the ACM Award, which had been postponed due to the coronavirus pandemic, will air on September 16th on CBS. Taylor herself also tweeted out the confirmation with a lyric from Betty saying, quote, "About to show up at your party at ACM Awards," with a little cat emoji. Now, the tweet also included the promo for the award show announcing Taylor's performance. So this will be the first time Taylor has performed at the ACM Awards since 2013. Her last win at the award show was in 2015, and it was the 50th anniversary milestone award. So, Courtney, are you excited to see Taylor perform a song from her new album in general? And do you like that she's kind of back at her roots at the ACMs?
I'm glad that Taylor's back, but did we see Gwen Stefani in that trailer real quick? When we were showing the B-roll, was that Gwen Stefani we saw?
I mean, her
First of all, Alex, I'm not even going to go there with Miss Gwen. Shout out to Gwen Stefani. Love Angel Music, Baby, Sweet Escape, girl. Those are my two albums. That really threw me off, and I wasn't expecting. I forget Blake Shelton exists, but shout out to Gwen. Shout out to Taylor Swift, because we already know that some of a certain subsect of country fans were very upset when Taylor said that she wanted to shake it off. And she's been shaking it off with the pop girls ever since. So I'm sure that there are people that don't want to hear from her, but I enjoy the fact that Taylor said that she's going to leave country, but only for a moment. And when she decides that she wants to dip her toe back in, she can and she will. So here we are. Because you know there's some men that don't want to see nobody's Taylor Swift up there, Alex. Because you know how some men feel like Taylor talked too much about women's rights and she's too chatty and they still have the perception that she's whining and crying about whatever she's whining and crying about, and that's not the case. So she's probably a negative judgment of many, many, many men. And that's too bad, because she's here.
Exactly. I agree with you. It'll be interesting to kind of see the reaction. I'm definitely excited to see her perform Betty. It's one of my favorite songs on the album. And just like her to perform a song from Folklore in general. But yeah, it'll be weird because when she kind of transitioned into pop, you know, the country music world is a small bubble. And, you know, I think a lot of people still have love for her and she still works with some of the producers in the country music world. But in general, some people didn't really like that she left and now wants to come back. So we'll just have to stay tuned to see how she kind of like the feedback she gets. But I'm excited to see this, and it'll be a great moment that we need. You know, with award shows being virtual and all of that this year, anything that can like spice it up a little bit, I'm here for. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Alex, real quick before we move on, something so random, literally 20 seconds. I just so happened to turn on, and this is way out left field, I happened to turn on WWE Raw for the wrestlers out there. And why, you know how when you watch a wrestling match, even if you've never seen it before, you know how it's the big arena with all the people in there. Why they had, Alex, I guess they had people like sit with their computers or like on their phones. So the entire audience was like computer screens. Like it looked like us, like our two rectangles but it was a whole arena of faces. Is that going to be the future of concerts? Like us just sitting here, like how I'm in my studio right now, watching Tinashe shake to and fro with my face on a little block in the audience. Like
that is what we have to look forward to, Courtney. It's like, you know, you and me just like dance, like kind of what we do now. It's literally this.
Yeah. That's what it reminded me of.
Right? Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not looking much better than that. At least we're safe. You know, it may not be the most exciting, but at least we're home, we're comfy, and we can just dance from our couch and just kind of watch the concert.
You pay for my own wine, girl. Not overpriced. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I love it. All right. Well, announcing the award show performance wasn't the only thing that happened to Taylor this weekend. So over the weekend, one Twitter user's idea related to Taylor's latest album caught the attention of some celebrity Swifties. So the user tweeted, quote, "The last great American dynasty would make an incredible movie. The story is timeless yet unique. The music would be exquisite, and it already had the perfect title. As for the cast, Blake Lively as Rebecca, Ryan Reynolds as Bill, and Jesse Tyler Ferguson as the neighbor." Manifesting. So the song describes the lives of the previous owner of Taylor's Rhode Island mansion, Holiday House, Rebecca and Bill Harness. So this is a little background for you guys. The couple were the heirs to the Standard Oil fortune, if you didn't know this. Taylor sings about the struggles Rebecca, also known by Betty, faced as one of the wealthiest women in America. So it took a few days, but eventually the celebrities responded to the fan. Jesse tweeted this, quote, "Okay, I'm available for this at Van City Reynolds, at Blake Lively, at Taylor Swift." Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively also responded, commenting on some of the song's story elements. So Ryan replied to Jesse's tweets, writing, "But Bill's heart," because I guess Bill's heart goes out in the song, in the lyric. And then on Saturday, Taylor herself saw the Twitter exchange and wrote, quote, "Not trying to be the loudest woman this town has ever seen, but I love this," also referencing the lyric. So would you like to see a movie of this, the last great American dynasty? What do you think, Courtney?
I want to see Taylor direct a film, but I don't want it to be anything from Folklore, and I don't want it to be anything involving those people. Y'all know I love Taylor Swift, up and down the highway, up and down the Rainbow Road. But this idea is just not it for me, simply because not everyone was as invested in the story of Folklore as the internet makes it seem. And I think that Taylor's talents would just be better suited for her to write an original story with original characters that don't involve Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, I hear you, definitely. And I think that, you know, she's obviously still very close with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. She references their child's name in her song. So I think this would make sense. I would love to see Taylor direct a movie. Maybe if it's not now, she had her directorial debut with Cardigan. And I think that would kind of make sense. You know, we've seen docuseries about her, but I think that her getting into movies would make sense. And of course, you know, Taylor's known for her songwriting and her storytelling. So she already has the story in place with the song. So it makes perfect sense.
Or maybe Taylor write a musical, an original musical, called Shake It Off. And Shake It Off is the final song. And she creates something original with that. That's something that's easily accessible. I feel like this is not as accessible to everybody. You know, everybody knows Shake It Off, you know?
Oh, Wesley said the last great American dynasty, if not Ryan and Blake, it could be Gigi and Zayn. Oh, okay, Wesley.
I don't want last great American dynasty to get more attention. You want a great American dynasty movie and we couldn't even get no Cruel Summer music video. So definitely it's a no for me, but I understand why it's a yes for a lot of other people.
Yeah. I think anything Taylor puts her hands on, you know, creates magic. So I would, and I would love to, you know, see kind of her music come to life on screen. But like you said, maybe a musical would be better than a film. But yeah, I'm into it a little bit. But let's get into something that people are not into. So listen to this. Recent engagement to Max Eric has her finally addressing some of these old tweets Max supposedly made years ago. So the tweets, which made the rounds again over social media over the weekend, Courtney, I know you spoke about this on the show before, showed Max pitting Demi against Selena Gomez and showing him to be a devout Selenator. So the tweet said, quote, haha, Selena Gomez and Demi are cute together, but boy, if you think Demi is prettier, you're wrong. Another tweet said, there's a female singer that screams so much. That's why my girl S is better than you know who, with the crying eyes. So the resurfaced tweets caused Demi to clap back on her Insta story this weekend, calling out the tweets for being doctored and fake. So some people are saying these tweets are fake, including Demi herself. She said, quote, it's sad when people fake images to put women against each other. If women have conflict, that's between them, not you. Secondly, don't you all have more important-ish to write about in 2020? I challenge any tabloid that dares to type my name to mention Breonna Taylor and the fact that her murderers still haven't been arrested. Write about that. So she shut these down and changed the direction real quick. She then continued by acknowledging that following celebrities' lives is an easy escape from reality, especially in times such as these. Demi doesn't blame people for wanting to keep up with her life, but cautions that times such as these demand paying attention. So, Demi's able to both shut down the rumors that continue to swirl around herself and Max and Selena, while also speaking towards the importance of the moment and trying to focus on what's really important. So, what do you think of Demi's message, Courtney, and how she decided to finally interact with this ongoing rumor about Max? Do you believe these tweets are fake? Do you think Max actually wrote these tweets?
Honestly, I feel like I was seeing these tweets way back when. Like you said, Alex, we've talked about this for sure on the show before. Back when Demi's Finsta leaked, and whether the Finsta was real or not, girl, that's up to y'all to debate. But definitely those tweets resurfaced around those times. I spoke about it on different platforms, like, hey, this is going on, and everyone dragged me. So how do y'all feel now that Pop Hub or Pop Tings, whichever Twitter page pulled it up, now y'all are kind of invested in it again? To be honest, I feel bad for Demi. I feel bad for Demi because why? I mean, I'm sure her team has brought this to her attention before this happened, but it almost kind of feels like every single time Demi's about to get some sort of happily ever after, something happens, you know what I mean? And it's kind of frustrating. Definitely it was brought to my attention that also every single time Demi releases music, something happens. She had the Sam Smith song come out, and then she said something about Selena in the magazine, and then the Finsta came out. My biggest thing, Alex, that I really want to just drive the point home with is just the fact that if it wasn't real, why did Max delete his Twitter account? When it was brought up before, when it was brought up in the past, it was always, tweets, LOL, but now that it's become sort of a thing, now all of a sudden the Twitter account gets deleted. So that's where I'm kind of like, well, your actions are kind of showing us that maybe you, at least 1 to 2 of them were real, right?
Right.
That's what the girls do. When you pull up old tweets, they either go private or they delete. So, I mean, if it's true, it's true. And why you and Demi ain't have that talk before this came out?
Right.
You know?
No, I agree. I think that this should be handled offline. I think him deleting his account shows a little bit of guilt, that there's other tweets he doesn't want to resurface, possibly. I don't know whether they're fake or not, but I do think that if this happened and you're saying, you know, you've looked into it, you followed it, you think it may be true, I think that this should happen offline. I don't know if Demi necessarily addressing it does anything. I do, you know, appreciate her turning heads to things that are more important than this. But yeah, I think that I'm sure her relationship with Selena, or no longer, is already a sensitive subject for her. So this being brought up again, having to do with her new fiance, something she's so happy about, it's messy. And I think they should handle it offline, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah. All right.
You think they're gonna break up, girl? Real quick before we move on, they gonna break up? You think this is the end of them?
No, not at all.
I agree.
Not at all. I think Demi is in it. She is so happy.
Yeah.
Like I've been following everything. She seems very much in love, and this is her guy, is what I get
This
from
is
it.
a test, Alex. You know, if Demi really loved this boy, something he said 10, 5, 2 years ago shouldn't affect it, right? But I completely understand why she would feel insecure, feel like she can't trust him, feel not pretty, et cetera, et cetera. I just wanted to put that out there as well.
Completely. I think that, you know, if this is true, it's not something to take lightly, and they should definitely, you know, speak about this and get through this together as a couple offline and work through it. If they're truly meant to be, they're meant to be. I don't know. Personally, this would be something that would be very hard for me to like get over. It'd take me a little bit. It would take me a little bit for sure. But if I love the man, and I think, you know, he has a good heart and maybe he's changed his tune, then I would give it a chance. But at this point, I still think offline. Messy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into this new music segment. So this is very, very exciting, guys. Courtney and I both love music very much. There's always, you know, some of our favorite celebrities dropping new music. So we decided to create a whole segment about it. And then we're looking to you, T-Tribe, to name it. So this is a new music spotlight. What do you think we should name this segment? Of course, you know, all of our segments have some sort of tea in it, because this is the morning tea, but we don't have to stick to that. So let us know all your thoughts. We'd love to hear what you think about it. So first up, we're talking about Justin Bieber teasing new music. So we're back with Justin. He's sending believers into a frenzy after a flurry of tweets from last Friday. So starting with a cryptic, 1 week, Justin and his frequent collaborators started to get the hype train rolling. Scooter Braun responded to Justin with the eye emojis, hashtag new era begins, ? Justin also tweeted out the link to jdsoon.com, a website that allows listeners to pre-save on both Spotify and Apple Music. And then among the flurry of fan reactions and excitement surrounding Justin's music producer Tommy Brown was also spotted posting about the news on his Insta story with the eyes emoji. They love these eyes. Justin has continued since Friday to count down the new music release, tweeting this morning 4 days. Many outlets were extremely underwhelmed with Justin's last album, Changes, in February. Of course, we've spoken about it on the show. Do you think that new music will bring him back? Do you think that we should expect music this week? First off, do you think he is?
We should expect something, girl. I don't know if it's going to be good, but we should expect something. I am going to open an ear canal to hear. And also, Kanye, yes or no? What do you think, Alex?
I agree. I feel like this album has to have that Kanye song on it. I want to see something better than Changes for sure. I think we need new music and we need better music. So I'm ready for it.
I need it. Listen, I'm hearing that it's going to be called Holy. It's also being rumored that Chance the Rapper is on it. Um, are we gonna make it clap for the Lord on Friday? I mean, we're just gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see.
Will Holy be a single or will it be an album? That's the question. Are we just getting one single or are we getting a full album on Friday? What do we think?
It could be the title track of the album, girl. You never know, girl. Title track, Holy. Album, Holy. I didn't know Justin was so holy, but I guess we about to find out, girl. He anointed, girl.
Well, Holy may be the Kanye one. You heard Chance the Rapper? Wouldn't it make sense?
I'm hearing Chance the Rapper because he retweeted Chance. Chance said something about making them like some Oscar Proud snacks or something like that, like the Proud Family. He made a Proud Family reference or something like that, and he retweeted Chance. So what's going on here? Something's going on. Something's afoot.
Annabelle said, didn't Chance tweet out lyrics? Did you see those lyrics? Yeah, okay.
I did. All right, those were the ones that Justin retweeted, I think.
Well, we can speculate all day long, but all we know is that something is coming this Friday from Justin Bieber and possibly Chance the Rapper. So we will stay tuned and report back. But this is exciting for people that have been waiting for some new Justin music. I think it's time. I think we deserve something better. And let's do it. It seems like this album is going to be, with this name, it seems like this album is going to be very spiritual, probably have kind of a religious focus. So maybe it'll be something different.
Listen, I'm going to keep an open mind, right? Because I didn't dislike all of Changes, just the majority of it. So I'm sure there will be something on the album that I will like. So I'm going to keep, like I said, an open mind and see what Justin, Chance, and the Lord deliver to us. You hear that, Justin? Open mind. Open mind.
Yeah. Keep an open mind. Barbara in the chat has a suggestion for us for the name called Sing the Tea. Oh. Miss Nessa has Tea Music Spotlight. Okay. Keep them coming, guys. We love them. All right. While we're still talking new music, listen to this. Rihanna has been teasing a new album for 3 years, and she's still teasing it. She recently did an interview with New Magazine stating, quote, I'm always working on new music. Just because I haven't released an album in a few years doesn't mean I haven't been working on it. I'm not just going to put music out because people are craving it. I'm going to make it worth the wait, and it'll be worth the wait. So we've kind of heard this from her before. We talked about it, a few weeks back. Rihanna's still saying it's worth the wait. So, guys, we don't have an update of when it's coming out, but it's still worth the wait. How do you feel about this, Courtney? Do you want to wait anymore, or do you just want Rihanna's new music?
Yeah, I just want the music. I'm glad that we have an update, Alex. Listen, I'm okay with that. Yes, I'm still thirsty. Yes, I'm still hungry. Yes, I'm still interested. Just please deliver. I don't have any doubts that it's going to be good, a masterpiece, excellent. I don't have any doubts about that. I just want it. I just need it. Just give me the first lead. I don't care if the album comes 4 months after the lead, which is way too long for a comeback rollout. I just want a taste, a pinch, a smidge, a sprinkle, a salt bay, something.
Just a little sprinkle, just a little droplet, anything. Riri, we're waiting. While we're waiting, Brittany, I like this idea. She said, for the new segment, listen with us, kind of like watch with us with Naz. That's nice. That has a nice ring to it. Oh, Edith has singing the Brittany also said, here with us. I think listen with us feels a little better.
Listening. Listening.
All right. Okay. So when do you think, we're going to get the album? Do you think we can even have a year in mind, a date in mind?
You know what I want? I want to wake up January 1st
Yeah.
Brand new read, letting us know that 2020, we're forgetting it because it was so awful. But 2021 can't be as bad as 2020 because Rihanna's already blessing us with new music. I want to wake up hungover in my house because I didn't leave.
Yeah.
To new read. I want to be able to not move my head, but move my hand to my phone to press play on new read. And I want Reed to rejuvenate and revitalize everything in me that's hung over to rise from the bed on January 1st. So Reed, please, thank you. I'll buy Fenty Skin. I'll get a fat water toner. I'll get it all. I'll get some trophy wipe for my cheeks. Whatever I need to do to support you so that we can get this album by the first of the year. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. TJ said they need to go. Nobody has time to wait for anything these days. Very true. You know, life is short. I think we've learned that more than ever now. Just put it out there. We know it's going to be good. Rihanna, you don't have to like impress us because we know it's going to be good. We know who you are. We know what you're about. So just release it.
We're just thirsty.
We're thirsty. We're thirsty for some Riri album. All right, but we may not have a Rihanna album, but we may have a Miley Cyrus album coming up because gearing up to release her 7th studio album. She is Miley Cyrus. We know we have a Miley album coming up. French radio station NRJ about her musical influences for this new album. She said, quote, "In my sets, I cover Britney Spears to Metallica, so my record would be reflective of who I am, which is just kind of all different pieces of inspiration and influence. So Miley's album was set to release at the end of 2019, but was postponed due to vocal surgery, if you didn't know that. Now, Britney Spears and Metallica are like two different sides of the spectrum. You know, they're very different influences for an album. What kind of sound do you think Miley's going to go with? You think it's going to be more Britney or more Metallica?
I think that Miley is just, I think Miley does whatever is like natural and organic to her at the time, but I think she just like pulled two names out. I think that she thinks that Britney is iconic, and I think that she's definitely, some people would say she's already an icon, but I definitely say she's on the road to icon status for sure. And I think that Metallica just sort of represents, sure, she's going to give us the familiar to most people and maybe something unfamiliar to this same audience. Maybe that's what she meant. That's kind of like what I took away from it. Because then she said she has a song with Dua Lipa and Billy Idol on it. So like, what's that going to sound like, girl? You know? So I'm excited for Miley. Give me something, girl.
Wow. Yeah, Dua Lipa and Billy Idol is kind of like this Britney Spears and Metallica. They're just so different. And I feel like it's just going to be different. You know, Miley's great at kind of surprising us. She comes back with a new chapter. She changes it up. I know from Midnight Sky, we learned that a lot of her inspiration was Joan Jett and Stevie Nicks and kind of this rocker, female rock star. So will we get more of that? Or will it kind of be all different and we see different sides of the spectrum? We'll see a little pop star, we'll see a little rock, and it'll be interesting to see. I'm ready for it. At least we'll get one album, you know?
You know what I want, Alex?
Yeah.
I got to ask Miley a question. Now, Miley, Smiley Miley, if you will, good morning. Where is the Ashley O EP? Now you done sent the gays on a roll and left us hanging. Alex, there was not a weekend that I went out to the club that I did not hear and literally dislocate my hip to On a Roll by Ashley O. Now, Miley, you need to I'm not saying you got to put your hand on, but you got to put that purple Chris Kitty Cat wig back on and give us an Ashley O 3 more songs at least, 3 to 4 more songs. Bonus track, On a Roll remix, girl. We need that for 2021. Can we get that? I need that,
Yeah.
Alex.
All right, we'll get it. We'll get it for you. Miley, Courtney needs it. So forget the album. Just bring Ashley O back because all right. I saw another one in the music tea. Kayla saying music tea with you and me, and a little pumpkin emoji. Ooh, Selena saying tea time
like
too.
Songs to sip, or like sipping songs, something with alliteration. Something.
I love it. Abby saying Ashley O was the best thing Miley did in a while, no lie.
Period.
Period.
I ain't do anything for you. Ooh, she snapped on that. Don't get me started, girl. I will tear the studio up. Hey, I want to roll. Woo.
No, we are definitely on a roll so fast that we have made it to our car Jenner tea time. So Courtney, let us into those gates and take it away because we got a lot of tea to spill.
Alrighty, if you guys are all ready for all of the tea from behind the car Jenner gates, be sure to turn your volumes down for car Jenner tea time. Hello to everyone in my studio, which is no one, just myself.
Yes. All right. So more information is coming to light after it was announced that Keeping Up with the Kardashians will conclude next year. So sources close to the family recently admitted that Kim and Kylie were the crucial last straw that finally broke the camel's back. So this is pretty crazy. So the source said that the family had been discussing closing the show for months leading up to last week's reveal, but recent events had finally spurred that decision. So it's kind of like the cherry on top. Kim has all the drama with Kanye West going on. This is what the source said. He's refusing to put anything personal on the show, and it's increasingly difficult for Kim to find time to film the show. The source also talked about Kylie's loss of interest in the show, saying, quote, Kylie's making billions of dollars through her makeup line and product endorsements. She doesn't need the show, and like Kendall, has always struggled with fame and being in the spotlight. Filming the show meant having to be in LA with her family. Now she's free to fly off on holiday or follow Travis Scott on his next tour. So it seems as if the family, except for Khloe and Scott, have all more or less grown out of their need for the reality show. So privacy seems to be the main reason for bringing the show to an end. So what do you think? You know, we've always known that Kim and Kylie were kind of the big breadwinners of the family, but are you surprised that they had such a big hand in kind of closing out the show? Do you think this is true, what the source is saying?
I think so, because to me, there's got to be at least one of them. There's no show without Kim and Kylie. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, we
Right.
obviously, girl, can do without Rob. No shade to him, obviously, and we obviously can do without Courtney. So, you know, Kim and Kylie, we got to have both of those. So if they're saying cut the cord was cut.
Right.
Shout out to them though for standing up. They have a lot to lose,
Yeah.
I feel like.
And this isn't shocking at all because we speculated that this had to do a lot with Kanye and everything going on for them and it being kind of too real now and too invasive and they want to keep some things private. And then with Kylie, we know that her and Kendall have opened up about being more of introverts and not necessarily, it's weird to say, but because we see them all over social media, but they do not necessarily enjoy the spotlight as much as some of the others. So it's not shocking that that this source said this, but it's interesting to learn that they were kind of the final straw. But speaking of the final straw, the final season, I guess it's not the final season, but the current season is still filming. So despite the decision to end the show next year, shooting is continuing for the final seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Just days after the announcement came out last week, Kim, Khloe, and Scott were spotted on a Malibu beach shooting. So sources spoke to People magazine about the shoot and the family's feelings about production now that the announcement has been made. And they said, quote, Kim and Khloe are happy to be filming for now. They all had some conflicts before they decided to ultimately stop production of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but everyone seems okay with the decision now. So the three stars were seen shooting on the beach for only a couple of minutes before they had a wrap due to the wildfires affecting much of California and the West Coast, of course. Air quality is not great. So do you think it's easier for them to film now that they know it's kind of, you know, the curtain is closing and so there's not as much pressure on it, you know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah, maybe there's not. I obviously have never been on a reality show before, but I imagine in a show kind of like that, you're always kind of like thinking, like, well, what can I do next to sort of produce a storyline or what's going to look good for TV? But I'm sure that now they're just sort of about the clarity, right? Because there's a finish line finally, and they're probably just sort of part reminiscing and part just getting through the job at this point. Because it's like they're happily ever after, in my opinion, for the time being, is right around the corner before their next big jump to streaming platforms. Speculation, not confirmation.
Right.
So I get it.
Yeah. I see you guys in the chat. Some of you is talking about Kylie. I think as a child, younger, she struggled with it more. I think maybe she's became more comfortable with it. We know Kendall was very open about anxiety and more of an introvert and not really, the show wasn't her favorite thing to film. But, it is, we do see them all over social media. So it's interesting that the source said this, but I guess, they're close to them. They know what's going on.
You got to keep that money coming in.
Exactly. All right, let's get into this Kim news because Kim has decided to clap back at haters who are calling her new maternity wear slimming. So in a series of tweets on Sunday, Kim explained the new Skims maternity line collection was created to support a pregnant woman's belly. She said, quote, "The belly part doesn't slim your belly. It's actually sheer and a thinner layered material compared to the rest of the garment. It provides support to help with the uncomfortable weight being carried in your stomach, which affects your lower back." She went on to say, quote, "And the compression on the leggings helps with pain relief caused by swelling. It is also worn after you have given birth and provides the comfort and support that most women need after delivery, especially if you are recovering from a cesarean." A C-section. Kim goes on to say that she developed the line, quote, "in response to the tens of thousands of pregnant women who wrote us requesting it and because it was something I personally needed when I was pregnant myself." Of course, we know Kim went through a very, serious and difficult pregnancy. Skims maternity is set to go on sale this Wednesday, September 16th. So do you think this is another, instance where people are coming for the Kardashians, or do you think that the garments look like they're designed to be slim, so to speak?
Did y'all read, like, the people that are upset, did they read what this is supposed to do before they just got upset? I see McCall saying that sounds good. Why are people mad? And I think it is just to reiterate what just came out of my mouth. I don't think people read, honestly. I think that they just see Kim, Skims, what they think, Skim is slimming body shape wear, what have you. And they just automatically went, oh my God, she's trying to hide her baby. But what do I say, y'all? Reading is fundamental, and we got to think critically sometimes. Why would Kim put out something that slims a pregnancy as a mother? If she's trying to sell something, it didn't make sense for people to be upset. But I'm glad that Kim thought ahead. I'm sure she already had some sort of statement written up as to, if people are upset, this is what I say it does, since people obviously don't know how to read. And good for her. They're not always wrong. Saying, like, I get there are some instances where we definitely don't agree with the decisions that they make, of course. And obviously they've done some bad things in the past, of course, but not everything they do is bad. And I wish that sometimes the haters would do a little bit of research before they decide to start tearing at their baby hairs,
Completely agree. I don't necessarily think she's wrong in this as well. I think that, obviously this was a reaction to a need. She said it was in response to tens of thousands of pregnant women who wrote us requesting it. I see a lot of the mom tribe in the chat saying, like Nicole said, I needed support for my back and hips when I was pregnant. My hips hurt so bad then. Saying I think people are just trying to make something out of nothing. So many brands already have this type of product out, which is correct. Also, the compression part on the leggings helps with pain relief. Like a lot of athletes, wear this kind of these compression leggings, and this isn't new. Obviously, I think the Kardashians are smarter than this to not release a product without having kind of this idea of helping mothers, and it's a maternity line at the end of the day. And I think for some women, it takes time, and they have all the time in the world to get that baby weight off if they do so. I don't necessarily see this as a negative thing. I think if anything, it helps. It gives support. It helps with uncomfortable weight, and it has compression that helps with pain relief. So these are all good things in my opinion. I just
I'm
think
like
that
shout
this
out
is
to anything that's gonna help a pregnant woman get through her pregnancy easier. Like, why would y'all be mad about that? Pregnancy is a beautiful thing, but for some women, it's also a strenuous, painful time. So, like, why not raise up something that is gonna, give you some relief? Like, come on now, y'all. Y'all know I love to drag some Kim. If Kim was doing something wrong, y'all know the girl she would be from here. But this sounds like some, and it sounds like it's something that's positive. And I think in
right.
2020, when there's a lot of negative news, Max, we definitely should try to change the conversation and say, hey, this is something good that Kim is doing,
Right. And Kim also opened up many times how difficult her pregnancy was. And for it's a lot of the reason why she chose not to get pregnant naturally again and have, a
Mhm.
surrogate hold her baby. She opened up about that. So I think she has a very, very soft spot in her heart and a sensitive place for pregnant women that are going through difficult times. And I think this is a positive product. So I don't see
Yeah.
kind of the critique that's coming with it. So shout out to her for creating this. And it seems like a lot of the mom tribe feels that this is a positive product as well. Um,
Yeah, I see you.
all right. Let's get to our OMT story of the day because it is that time in the show and we have to get into this Selena news. So Selena's Rare Beauty launch has been huge, as we know, tons of support coming from fans and the beauty world alike. But while many beauty YouTubers such as Nikki Tutorials have been raving about the new line, Patrick Starr's recent review of the collection was more muted and down to earth, sparking some outrage for fans. So
Mhm.
the controversy started when Patrick was comparing Rare Beauty to his own Sephora line One Size multiple times in this YouTube video. So this caused fans to react to his video very negatively, posting comments such as, quote, "You're embarrassing yourself so badly comparing a brand that the products was made to look like a natural look makeup with a brand that's not to look like a natural look. Please just stop." And
Mhm.
another one said, quote, "This was far from an honest review. This was a sad attempt to downplay Selena's makeup to promote your own, which is to be expected with every influencer that reviews makeup and owns a makeup company. But maybe next time, don't make it so obvious." So,
Mhm.
well, this would generally start a huge, beauty YouTube meltdown. Like Rare Beauty was quick to squash any negativity surrounding this. They released a series of tweets thanking the beauty community and supporting Patrick's video. So this is interesting. They said, quote, "But please remember that everyone has different preferences with makeup, and not everyone or everything is going to work for everyone. That's okay. At Patrick Starr is such a positive voice in this community and an incredible creator and entrepreneur. So let's all show him nothing but love." So what do
Mhm.
you think about this, Courtney? We've seen products being released and this kind of play out so differently in the past where massive feuds have started. So do you like this kind of high road mentality that Rare Beauty took? What do you think about this?
Alec, let me say this.
Yeah.
Patrick Starr is not a nice person. I'm gonna just start off with that, and that's because I myself personally have been out and tried to introduce myself and just thank Patrick Starr for giving me the confidence to step out in public with my own makeup, and he was very nasty and very rude. So I believe, in my own personal opinion, that he was purposely trying to smear Rare Beauty because they're both sold by Sephora. It's one thing to say, like, well, I don't agree with this product's quality, or maybe this cat eye is not as thick as I want it to be, or maybe, there's not enough pigment. I think it's a little bit different when you sit up there and you kind of swatch Selena's product and then you swatch your own product and kind of go, I prefer mine. Like, you know what I mean? I think there's a line between being honest and being a little bit disrespectful. And I think a lot of the Selenators felt like he was being disrespectful, more disrespectful versus giving his opinion and showing the product doing what it is described to do. If Selena is not giving us a full coverage kind of line, then why are you expecting full coverage results? That kind of stuff. So
Right.
shout out to Rare Beauty for putting out the fire, because Patrick Starr basically kind of started, in my opinion, a PR nightmare for Sephora. Like, forget the two brands. This is about Sephora having drama in their stores. You get what I'm saying? And so I'm sure Sephora reached out and said, hey, or maybe Rare Beauty decided on their own. I'm sure Rare Beauty decided on their own, but I'm also probably sure. I think it's a fair speculation to say that Sephora probably was like, y'all handle this. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Before, the conversation becomes the drama versus look at our new products. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Alonce in the chat is saying he literally said plenty of times it's not for him because he likes to cake and bake a bunch of times in his video. So, as Rare Beauty said, maybe it's not going to work for everyone. If someone is into a more cakey, makeup, full coverage kind of look, as we know Patrick Starr is all about, it may not be for him. But that doesn't mean that someone that just wants a natural Rare Beauty vibe to their makeup look, it can be just as special for that person. But I like your point about Sephora. It is interesting. At the end of the day, these products are being sold at Sephora. So, he has to show that respect to Sephora if he wants, everyone to do well. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily like that, but I do like the way Rare Beauty took kind of the high road. I think that was a different angle that we haven't seen in a while. And I like that they supported him and just said, when you go low, we go high. I like that mentality. I think it always works.
You're not going to use our name to make a spectacle and get more eyes on your beauty line. That's what you're not about to do. Now get into this cat eye Rare Beauty. Like, that's kind of like how I felt the approach that they took it. Like, just smile through it, y'all.
Totally. Have you used Patrick Starr's One Size? Do you know anything about? I haven't used One Size, so I don't know much about that. Of course, we've done, dive into. Yeah.
Once I met him in person, girl, I went because I was a fan. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was a fan. So if I come up to you and I feel like I'm not trying to, let's get a picture and da-da-da-da, and I'm just coming to you man to man and saying, hey, wow, I really respect what you've done for me and my confidence. And you're kind of like that, and you go over to your friends like whatever. Girl, muted. I don't need to. Girl, Patrick Starr done stole the video concept from the one black creator last year. Girl, we talked about that too. So Patrick Starr is for me. But shout out to Selena and Rare Beauty. I hope y'all pick some up.
Right, exactly. Karina, I'll end with kill him with kindness, right? LOL. Selena's a queen. Period. That's what you gotta do. Kill him with kindness. Can't do anything else. And on that note, that is all the tea we have to spill today. We hope you enjoyed our Monday, the morning tea, because this was a good one and a fun one. As always, there's a lot of tea to spill over a weekend, including my A-list celebrity spotting. Yeah, exactly. And on that note, we'll be back tomorrow for Tequila Tuesday, of course, same time, 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share your thoughts on all the tea we spilled today. We love to hear it. And Courtney, if they want a double dose of you, where can they find you?
If you want more of me, all you have to do is type in my name, Courtney Revolution, and you can find my YouTube channel, all my social media. Girl, it comes right on up. How can we find you, Alex Schiffman?
You can find me on all social media at Alex Schiffman, right here. You can see it. And that's all we have. So on that note, Courtney, why don't you take us out? Because we got to wash our hands. Wash all this tea off.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for Tequila Tuesday. And now it's time to wash your hands, Leo. You better wash your hands. It's in the man. Wash your hands. Just wash your hands, Miss Ma'am. Just wash your hands.